Well, still inside Yellowstone Park. It's Sunday, and I got a late start this morning, and it was meant to be. For some reason, I slept late this morning. I was on the road probably between 8 and 8:30. It was 48 degrees when I left, and as I got into Jackson, going north toward the Tetons, there was a bad omen. There were clouds that were hiding the very tops of the ski slopes in Jackson, and it didn't bode well for what I was going to find at the Tetons. And my fears were fulfilled. When I got to Teton Park and drove up to the visitor center, you couldn't even see the mountains. They were shrouded in clouds. Boy, I didn't drive all this way to not see the Grand Tetons. So I waited it out a little bit. It was supposed to be sunny today. They had at the visitor center, they had a movie about the geology of the Tetons and the history of the people around, and the founding of the park. That took up about a half an hour. I got out, still wasn't there. Had a little bite to eat, and was beginning to feel sorry for myself when my patience was rewarded. A little bit before 11 o'clock today, the sun melted away the shroud covering the raw nakedness of the Grand Tetons. And I was treated to that almost mystical spectacle as those clouds just gradually disappeared, little by little, revealing just another little piece of that raw granite. Once it was gone, the beauty of those mountains was there. There are no foothills that lead up to it. There's this giant lake, and right there on the other side of the lake, here's these mountains that are just exploding up out of the earth. It's what gives them their absolute beauty and mystical nature. The photo opportunities with the clouds that remained were magnificent, and I purely enjoyed my morning at the Grand Tetons. 60 years ago, my parents brought me to the Grand Tetons in Yellowstone. I have only fading memories of that. Some of them spurred on by photography. There are some photographs of a horseback ride that we took, and I think I can remember a little of that. It's probably the photographs that I remember. But now that I see the Grand Tetons, I think it's proof that memories don't really die. Because as I see them in the flesh, I realize that what I see in the Grand Tetons is what the CPU up here thinks that mountains look like. That trip, and thank you, Mom and Dad, that trip more than 60 years ago probably instilled in me my love for the beauty of the mountains. My guess is that at the tender age of 4, 5, 6, whatever it was, that was impressed in here. And I remember later on, in preteens, maybe 8 and 9, in this friend's yard who had these different colors of dirt for some reason. And I remember building mountains out of their dirt and making it look like they were snow-capped. Again, thanks, Mom and Dad, for that trip 60 plus years ago. I spent a lot of time in the Tetons, but eventually I moved on, came up north, and drove into the Yellowstones. Mile after mile after mile on an asphalt ribbon with towering pine trees on either side of the highway. Absolutely magnificent. Yellowstone is a outdoorsman's or outdoor person's absolute paradise. There are streams, there's hiking trails. I wish I were younger and could take advantage of that, but my knees wouldn't take it. I watched Old Faithful erupt. I arrived there. The park ranger told me it would be erupting in about 20 minutes. It was about 25 minutes that it erupted. There must have been at least 2,000 people in a semicircle on benches around Old Faithful before it erupted. And of course, at the moment that it did, everybody vanished. Old Faithful was about 5 minutes late today, but it was kind of neat to experience that. That whole area of Yellowstone is filled with geysers and smoldering pits. The smell of sulfur is in the air. There are streams that have steam coming out of them. Just an amazing sight, and a reminder that what we're sitting in is a volcano caldera. This will erupt again someday, and it will completely change the ecology of all of North America. This volcano caldera that I'm sitting in right now doing this video is probably close to the size of Rhode Island, and amazing. But it's just beautiful. I will tell you that I can't even begin to describe the beauty that I see in Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons. There are no words for it. I can tell you this, though, and I'm certain of it, that this day in August of 2015 is a day that I will remember for the rest of my life. It's absolutely beautiful. Thanks for watching. Wish you were here with me. Thank you. Bye-bye.